Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Demetrius, your expert pest control technician today, and just bringing you some more valuable information that can help you out. You don't have to always pay for pest control. You can visit us. You can visit us on YouTube. You can visit us on like us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. You can also visit our website at www.expertpestcontrolcleveland.com. That's our website. There's a lot of valuable information on there that can definitely help you out. You can visit there. It don't cost anything. And today we're gonna talk about bed bugs. A lot of people have bed bugs and they try to treat them themselves, which is a mistake. Because bed bugs is can get really bad really fast. They can multiply pretty quick, and they can multiply without you knowing. This is a problem that can happen really fast, and then you don't want to tell people about it. Which is, as an exterminator, I would advise you not to have company if you do have bed bugs. Well, the first thing in recognizing whether you got bed bugs is to recognize the signs of bed bugs, which is something biting you. If something biting you and you're not sure what it is, you need to, the first thing you need to do is recognize. Now, since bed bugs is probably one of the worst types of pests, then you want to rule those out first. So you want to check your bed wherever you're spending the most time at. Your bed, your couch, your computer chair, wherever you spend a lot of time at. Go up under the bottom and check around all the seams and the staples and the creases and everywhere. And if you find any sign of a bed bug, any signs of activities from a bed bug, like a bed bug casing where they shed, you can see the casing from a bed bug. You may see that. You may see their droppings, which cause fries. You may see that. If you see these signs, you need to get treatment right away. You need to get an inspection right away. Don't try to treat it yourself, because by the time you get this problem and think you got it under control, it'll be way out of control, and it can be quite costly. So you want to get a professional to deal with this right away, because it can get bad really fast. So you want to make sure you don't have bed bugs, and bed bugs can enter your house a number of different ways. Someone can bring bed bugs to you. Family members, friends, mailman, whoever, they can bring them to you. Or you can go pick them up. At a school. Your kids can bring them to you from school, from daycare centers. Nursing homes, hospitals, they got them. So these places you need to be real careful. And also, a lot of times, people don't know that Amazon, they can deliver bed bugs to you. Bed bugs and mice, they can deliver them to you. So what I always tell my customers is, if you get a lot of packages from Amazon, don't open that package deep into your house. You open it by the door, and the box from the package, after it's open, you sit that box outside. You don't bring that box into your house. These things can be there, and you don't know it. And by the time you find out, you try to figure out where it came from. It don't matter. They're here. Now it's time to treat it and get rid of them. And it could be a task. And so you don't want to try to treat these things yourself. You want to try to keep them out of your house, and then you want to be careful letting people into your house if you do have them. And then one of the reasons, I want to mention this too, that if you have bed bugs and someone come into your house while you're getting your house treated for bed bugs, they can take bed bugs back to their house. Now you probably figure, well, what do that got to do with me? Well, if they take bed bugs back to their house, they can revisit those bed bugs back to you. So this can be a problem. Bed bugs are pretty bad. So you wanna be careful with bed bugs. Be careful going places, grocery stores, churches. A lot of these places can have bed bugs, so be careful. Don't take nothing inside places that you don't need. If you got stuff inside your pocket, leave your purse at home. If you don't need it. If you got a jacket and you visit somebody, keep that jacket on. Unless you don't need it, don't take it in. These are a lot of ways that bed bugs can enter your house. And a lot of times people are embarrassed by bed bugs and they're not going to tell you. So you can be real careful. You can get these guys real easy, and it's real hard to get rid of them. So you want to be real careful when you're dealing with bed bugs. So you can go on our website. I'm gonna give it to you again: www.expertpestcontrolcleveland.com. We got pictures of bed bugs. We got information on how to deal with bed bugs, and then you got this video right here on what to do to prevent yourself from having bed bugs. And if you do get bed bugs, don't think that you only have them in one area because you only found them in one area. Bed bugs can actually be a whole lot of places and you don't know it. I'm gonna share one story with you. Excuse me. I'm gonna share one story with you, and then we're gonna end it. I had a customer about 2 years ago, a nice gentleman out in Akron, and he was telling me that his 17-year-old daughter, she bought bed bugs into his house, and he said he only wanted her room treated. And my question to him was, how do you know it's only in her room? He said, I know it is because we've been dealing with these things for a while, so I know she bought them here. So I suggested to him to get the whole house treated just to be on the safe side. He said, okay, we'll get it treated because he thought it was a little bit too expensive. He didn't want to, but he eventually got the whole house treated. So when I went to do the house, they were in the daughter's bedroom. Then the 17-year-old daughter, she did have them in her bedroom, and we were working with them. Well, what happened was when I went across the hall to her baby sister's room, it turns out that the 17-year-old didn't bring them into the house. That little sister did. But because the bed bugs wasn't interested in the little sister, they wanted the big sister. So she the one was getting the worst end of it, but she wasn't the one who was having the problem. They was real bad in the baby sister's room. So what happened was the baby sister took them over to the big sister, and they attacked the big sister. Well, that story don't stop there. What happened was the baby sister, she sleeps in the mother's room sometimes. She took those bed bugs down to the mother's room. Now the guy never knew none of this because the bed bugs was only after the big sister, only the 17-year-old. So he didn't know none of this. So when he learned about this, he nearly blew his top. Well, this is how bed bugs work. So if you have a problem where you find one bed bug in an exterminator, it don't have to be me, any exterminator, and they tell you need to get the whole house done, you probably want to take their advice and get the whole house done because it can be really pricey when you start having to throw out your couches and beds and furniture and all this stuff. And then if they recommend you, you might have to get your car treated too. Well, listen to that exterminator and get your car treated too, because where it might cost a little bit more to get all these things done, you save money in the end by not having to replace all this stuff. So go to our website and get some information. And if you need some more information, our phone number 216-407-7544 or 216-255-8410. You can give us a call, and it don't cost nothing to get information. Okay? Thank you.